Welcome to SwiftLounge, your go-to podcast for all things SwiftLeeds.
Broadcasting from the heart of Leeds. Well, actually, we're in London, aren't we? But who's keeping track?
Exactly. Come on, Ollie, we're theatre kids. We can do so much better than this.
I'm terrible at theatre, kids.
We are theatre. Okay, I'm gonna restart. That was like a warm-up. Welcome to SwiftLounge, your... Okay. Stop. Welcome to SwiftLounge, your go-to podcast for all things SwiftLeeds.
Broadcasting from the heart of Leeds. Well, actually, we're in London, but who's keeping track, right?
Exactly. We might be miles away, figuratively and literally, but we're still here to spill all the Yorkshire tea on the latest news, exclusive announcements, and behind-the-scene content from the SwiftLeeds conference this October.
Whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting your journey, SwiftLounge is here to keep you informed, inspired, and entertained.
Ooh. So grab your headphones, sit back, and get ready for a front row seat to all the action of SwiftLeeds.
This is SwiftLounge, where innovation meets conversation.
Let's get started. There's no way we were ever going to be able to say that in unison. The post-production editing, our great team of editors consisting of Ollie and Anna will fix this at a later date, I assume.
Cool.
I thought it would be nice to just start the first episode by just giving like a little bit of an introduction of who we are, what we're here to do, and kind of what the folks listening can expect in the next few months as we release a few more episodes and as we go behind the scene. Yeah, just to get a little bit of an overview. So I would like you to please introduce yourself, Ollie, if you can, as our
Sure.
almost local to SwiftLeeds, right?
Yeah, not far away. I mean, I'm an iOS developer, obviously, or do we say Apple platform developer now? I mean, not sure. And there's lots of platforms to choose from. But yeah, I'm originally from Halifax. It's about a 30-minute train ride from Leeds. Been working on a bunch of apps in the past few years. Public sector, travel sector. Guess it doesn't really matter that much. It's all screens and buttons. But yeah, I've been to every SwiftLeeds through so far, spoken at a few other conferences, but not SwiftLeeds yet, but we'll get there hopefully, fingers crossed.
Nice.
Yeah, how about yourself? Do you intro?
Yeah, I'll intro me. I wrote myself some very basic notes. I think it says a lot to me, the order in which I say things to introduce myself. Number one, Italian. I'm literally I'm not from New York. I'm like an Italian from Italy, but every Italian in New York films, I will say that I'm Italian about 10 times a minute. So yeah, Italian. I am if we can't say iOS developers, then I would say I am some Apple platforms developer because I've only, like iOS, iPadOS, watchOS, some Vision OS. Anyways, love that.
TV?
Doing this.
No TV?
Never. I should try. I knew a few people that I have developed for tvOS, and they were telling me about it, but I haven't tried yet. So maybe that can be a fun challenge. But yeah, so I've been doing this for a few years since 2017. I've been in the UK for 11 great years. Some more great than others. I am a conference fan and also conference speaker. I have spoken at SwiftLeeds before. I've spoken in 2022 and in 2023. But yeah, this is it about me. As I think one thing that is that can be noticed by our choice of attire is the fact that we're big SwiftLeeds fans. But we didn't originally meet at SwiftLeeds, right? We met at IUSWK.
I think, yeah. I mean, originally, I think we probably could say we met on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Back when it was called Twitter.
Yeah. The platform formerly known as
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. But in person, yeah, I think it was definitely iOS WK when you were doing your talk there on it was the Swift Playgrounds one, right?
Yeah.
Sparking your creativity.
Yep, that was my first. It was actually my first ever talk, and it was really nice. I think we were sat at the dinner, and we just started chit chatting, and yeah, just mayhem from the start. Mayhem from the start. Same chaotic energy. So yeah,
Yep.
we've been friends since. We've been like conference friends. We've been. How many conferences have we actually been? Like, so we've been together at 2 iOS WK and 2 SwiftLeeds, right?
I think so, yeah. Is that it? Yeah, that's probably some total. Because done other ones I've done the last few years was PL Swift, but you didn't do that. You were at New York Swifty.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
But you have been at every SwiftLeeds so far, right? Like
yes.
For you, because I didn't go to the first edition.
All the way from when we were in the old venue back in the day, with the really, really tiny networking area for lunch. It's much bigger now, much better.
Nice. I actually do really like the current. Well, I didn't know what it was like before, but I do like the Leeds Playhouse. That's the official name, the Playhouse. Yeah, the staff are super nice.
Yeah, really nice venue.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, the first one was really interesting as well because it was just post-pandemic, right? So it was probably the first conference of almost any description, let alone iOS conference that had occurred post-pandemic. Because I think obviously the UK was one of the first countries to open up afterwards, and we were all there, and then obviously there's floats flying in. Very strange to be obviously. Very near my hometown and have folks flying in from Canada and from Chicago and all over just to come to my almost my hometown. It's a very strange.
Actually, yeah, that's something I wanted to ask because, I mean, I lived in the UK for 11 years, but I didn't quite hear much about Leeds before. I just thought it's like one of those places up north. So the first time I went, I didn't really know what to expect. But I really loved it. I think it's a sick city. I think it's really cool. So I was thinking that I was like, what? Ollie's from so nearby. It's like as if someone is making a conference half an hour away from my city in Italy, which is like, it's just crazy to think about people that I know from X just coming like to my hood. It's just mad.
It's really, it was really, really bizarre, but obviously, I mean, it's all the people that are organising it, Adam and co, obviously all feel the same. Let's do a really good local conference for obviously where they are, and it's just really quite exciting to see people coming from all over just to come for this event. But yeah.
One cool thing about last year is that I don't know what hotel you were in, but you were staying at home, I think. But in my hotel, for some reason, they also had an event that it was like the national awards for Italian restaurants. So I remember at one point, it was so random. I came back from my talk before going out on the first stage, and I was sat in this elevator full of drunk ladies in ball gowns, and they're like, "Yeah, you should come. You're Italian. You should come to our event." And I was like, "I can't just crash your awards ceremony." So I just thought it was like, I don't know what the national awards for Italian restaurants in the UK are doing in this hotel, but I just thought it was fantastic that the two events were colliding on the same days.
And do you know who won? Because I've got a few dinner reservations to book over the next few weeks.
I didn't follow up actually. I should have. But yeah, as we're quite close now. No, we're actually not that close. How many months until the conference? We're in June. Conference is on the 8th and 9th of October. Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months in next week.
They go by very fast. They will go by very fast.
Yep. Especially if you have a talk to write.
Yes. Do you know what? It's actually true. I remember the first time that I ever wrote a talk, it was like agonizing. Because the time was going by so slow, but at the same time, it was approaching faster and faster and faster. So yeah, why are we having a SwiftLeeds podcast? That is the question on everyone's minds right now that are listening.
I mean, why not, right?
You know what? That's literally what we have written on. Why not? We were also gonna say, like, it just as a way of prolonging the experience, but that doesn't sound very pleasant. So honestly, yeah, it's just a way for like fans and participants of the conference to get a bit more content, to talk about the event, and yeah, get ready and anticipate it. I think one of the cool things is like we're attendees like as well. We're just sharing our point of view on what we hope the conference is going to be, on what we know, on the things that we find out about behind the scenes, because we are going to be getting like some of the inside tracks as well from the organizers, but we are speaking as attendees. And yeah, we just want to get excited with people. And did my accent sound a little bit northerner there, or is it just me? Maybe it was just me.
I don't know. Can't possibly comment.
Anna's illusions aside, yeah, do you have anything to add of why do you want to participate in this? Why did you do this to yourself?
I just want to know all of the insider. Yeah, I just want to know all of the insider knowledge. I'm a massive SwiftLeeds nerd, right? Just like it's like we're like the tech version of Eurovision.
Literally, and also Eurovision nerds, like both at the same time.
No, absolutely massive Eurovision nerds, to be fair.
So I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a way of just getting into the spirit a little bit earlier, because I've had a wonderful experiences both times I've been at the conference, and I guess you have as well because you've gone 3 years in a row.
All 3 years been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so many highlights.
Can you share some of them? Do you actually, let me ask you something. Do you have a favorite out of the last 3 editions? I know it's a hard question.
That's so hard to choose. Mm-hmm. They've all been really quite different, to be fair. Like the first one was really exciting because it had been it was the first time meeting like people for ages. The second one obviously was much bigger and therefore quite exciting. I had a bunch of extra people that I knew there, obviously yourself and like Daniela and Tunde, who come from iOS Dev UK. We all met up, and then we were all mostly there again at SwiftLeeds. And then last year as well was like really good fun, and I think the karaoke last year was particularly good fun. Watching Donnie and a few others. I will leave that rest to everyone's imagination.
Singing with the most beautiful angelic voices I have ever heard. There's also a wonderful version of
Speak for yourself.
No, but Ollie, I think there's a video somewhere of us singing Waterloo by ABBA. Let's say your voice was a little bit more angelic.
Not, but I still have there might be.
I've got it.
Yeah.
It's ready. It's on my phone.
I did try and get Adam to play the one specifically of you on the end video last year as payback for you pranking me during your talk. But he wasn't willing to play ball with that.
Oh yeah, no, for those that weren't there last year, you might ask, how did I prank Ollie? So last year I was giving a talk. My talk last year was build a binary. We didn't actually build a binary.
Very good talk.
Oh, thank you. It was excruciating to put together. Very fun and nerve-wracking to deliver. But the funnest bit of delivering it was, so when I got on stage, I was really nervous, because one thing I will tell you is that from the speaker's point of view, that Leeds Playout stage, it's kind of scary. It's like a stage. You're not just like in a conference room, which gives you a little bit of like, I don't know, a warm, fuzzy feelings, or in like a lecture hall as well, which is great. But once again, it's a familiar environment. On the stage of a theatre...
It's like a proper theatre, right? It's dimly lit and you've got tiered seating, so you can see everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in the faces. I will be honest, and future speakers that are listening to this, don't get put off by this, because it's 100% worth it. But the moment that you get on stage, you're going to be like, oh my God, there are so many people here. And so I knew
But
that
all
from
friendly
the year.
faces.
Yeah, no, all friendly, and then the crowd is fantastic. They laugh at all the jokes, even the bad ones. So it's a really good place to speak. It's like the just the vibe there is incredible. But because I knew this from the year before I stepped on the stage, I nearly fainted because I wasn't ready. I was like, oh my God, all these people. So I had this ready. I was like, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to share a tidbit of information. And this is what I did. I said like, oh, like everyone, I was listening to Andrew Huberman and he's saying that a trick to stay more awake, because this was towards the end of the day, by the way. So I said a trick to stay more awake and alert is if you look up towards the ceiling for about 10 to 15 seconds, it will trick your eyes into, your eyes are going to be open. So it's going to trick your brain into being more awake. And like not everyone, but a good half of the audience was just sat there like, huh? Including Ollie, which I really hoped that would happen. So I grabbed my phone and I took a photo, and I have this fantastic photo of like Ollie, and then there's my mentor Alberto as well. Shout out to Alberto, just looking at the ceiling like very curiously as well. So yeah, it was
The bit that annoyed me the most was the fact that in the picture I'm sat next to Tunde, and he just did not fall for it either. So there's just a picture of me and then him just looking completely normal.
He's unimpressed as well. He's unimpressed because he knows the trickery that I'm pulling. But you're just like, oh, I wonder. So yeah, I think I did. I think I deserve a payback. At some point, we're gonna play the Waterloo sing-along video at some point. But I saw some of the stuff that happens in SwiftLeeds.
I'll try and isolate your voice out.
Don't do that, because the only thing that makes it even remotely listenable is the fact that your voice is there. But yeah, my voice on its own, it's not for human ears to say that. But it's like this is some of the stuff that happens at SwiftLeeds. It's just fun vibe place. Everyone, I think that's one of the best things about it is like everyone is excited to be there. I think that's one of the first things I got, even from that first edition that I was there. I was there, yeah, as I said, for the second and the third edition. So I'm really excited about it for this year. Actually, it's going to be really good.
It should be good fun. Can't wait.
I really like the 2-day format that we had last year compared to because the year before we had 1 day. I thought it was excellent, honestly, because in 1 day, lots of people from all over the UK can say to their employers, like, look, send me over, it's a 1-day conference. It's easier to sell from one point of view. But then at the same time, for the 2-day format, it's just so, as I said, it's double the content, and it's spread out in a way that it makes both days like very manageable. That's one of the things also I love about SwiftLeeds, the fact that I don't get to, like the talk fatigue that sometimes you can get.
Yeah, and I think with the 1 day as well, it was easier for people to try and do it there and back in a day, which means you lose out on a lot of like the evening socializing and like that stuff, which is some of the fun stuff as well.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting this year as well, because it seems to be now we're now creeping into a 3rd day, right, with the evening talk show that has been announced on the Monday night. So that should be interesting as well to see. Obviously, people will arrive, or a lot more people might arrive even earlier than the 2 days before.
I am so excited for that. That's another thing. And like, it's not, I don't think it's quite been done before to this scale, or has it? I don't know. Well, I'm excited anyways.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if anyone's done it before, because I have a feeling, I don't remember. Anyways, I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really, really cool.
Cool. Yeah.
I think we can do the closing remarks now.
Oh, it's me. Is it me?
Yes.
Sorry. I was like, oh, what do I do? Okay, cool.
Go for it.
Fine. Cool. Cool. Well, we're wrapping up there, folks. tune into the next episode. Hopefully we'll have some special guests. TV confirmed. Not sure who they are yet, but I think we'll be talking a little bit about the panel show that's going to be on the Monday night. So yeah, tune in then.
Yeah, until next time, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We need a tagline like, stay Swifty. No, it's not. Let's vote.
For the love of God, not stay Swifty.
Forbidden.
Oh dear.
Forbidden. Cool. Okay,
I'll tell you what,
gonna...
ChatGPT will come up with some incredibly bland taglines.
Swift on. Smooth and swift. SwiftLounge.
Keep it swifty. Code swiftly and prosper. Stay swift, stay sharp. Swift on, friends. Swiftly
on,
yours.
friends.
Until next time.
Swiftly yours. Is that Bridgeton or some shit?
Stay swift and code smart.
That sounds like a bully answer.
Make them more cheesy.
Oh my god.
May the swift be with you.
May the
Keep on swifting, you coding wizards.
Keep on swifting, you coding
Swift
wizards.
hearts, swift minds, swift codes.
Painful. Oh my god. What
Swift
did he say?
dreams and swift schemes.
Okay, no, that is. Hold on. Swift dreams.
No, but if you do that, it's got to be swift dreams and Xcode schemes.
Okay. Till next time, everyone. Swift dreams and
Xcode schemes. No, absolutely not.